EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Welcome to the home of the Wells Fargo Championship, where the likes of Rory McIlroy, Ricky Fowler, and long-hitting J.B. Holmes have all won. It was first opened for play in 1961. It has really grown through the years, and it is now played by the best in the world. Rich Loader alongside Frank Novello for EA Sports. Let's jump down to the golf course. Coverage on EA Sports continuing. We're at the 14th hole, and that's where we find our featured golfer. Frank, how would you assess this first round performance from our featured golfer?
I'd say commercial, solid, very professional. If this is the worst round they score all week, it's not such a bad round.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That was not a very good read right there. Locked in on the read and the speed. You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy, featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line. We're now teed up at the 15th hole. It is the final par 5 here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. And Frank, I remember this hole well. McIlroy stiffed a 5-iron on his way to making eagle, his first PGA Tour win. That came back in 2010.
And the opportunity exists again here. Under 600 yards, plays downhill off the tee. Those two bunkers on the right are perfectly situated. That second one about 310 yards to it. So something straight at that one with a little draw will set up that mid-iron or long iron that has to be hit very high and up. He's gone for a little extra. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Boy, it is nice to have that one in your bag, to be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Looking to splash this softly onto the green. You see that kind of work from the bunker, you think of the greats like Seve Ballesteros and Gary Player, the best bunker players of all time. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
Oh, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now par.
Putt for par. He needs one.
Well, for such a strong man, a weak putt.
Now I'll have to make this just to avoid making Michael Dublé. That takes him to 1 under on the day. This is part of what some say is the toughest finishing stretch on the PGA Tour. It's known as the Green Mile. Frank, what makes it so challenging?
Well, this hole in particular, Rich, the dogleg right, it means it plays every inch of it's just over 5. You can see down the right, 325 yards to carry that. If you can fly the ball that far, at least you can chew off 2/3 of this hole, and that is well required here. Otherwise, it's a long, long second shot.
Frank, we remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, his first PGA Tour victory, a 62 in the final round. It was also the first victory for Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, and oddly enough, it was in a playoff, and in that playoff, Ricky just pulled out a driver and smashed it down there, then hit a sand iron to that front left flag, basically the gimme distance. Not only did he win in the playoff, but he beat Rory McIlroy, the then world #1 in DA points. And that was the same Ricky Fowler that, remember, in the playoff in 2015 for the Players' Championship, drove the ball in equally daunting fashion over those 3 playoff holes at TPC Sawgrass. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
see if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
Good stroke right there. That's a par and stays at 1 under. Frank, the 17th here at Quail Hollow. It is all you want.
And a bit more, actually. The only advantage the player has, it plays a little bit downhill. But when you look at the lake in front of you, if there's any swirling breeze out there, it just becomes a nightmare trying to choose the right club.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Well, continuing to move in the right direction now to 2 under for the championship. Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole, and consequently you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here, and I have no idea how big it would be.
Well, this one has a chance to be really good. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, this is a position with absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing we're looking at right now is just the flag.
Good chance at one. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. And with that birdie, moves to 3rd place.
That was a great first day out there, Rich.
I really enjoyed it. We saw a lot of birdies, excellent play, and some impressive names on top of this. Anybody's game. This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. What really sets Quail Hollow apart here at the Wells Fargo Championship, the brutal stretch. They call it the Green Mile, and we are excited to bring you all of the tournament action. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novello. Opening tee shot, Fargo Championship for narrow landing area.
Yes, you'd like to bank on a good tee shot here. Get it banked for Wells Fargo. That's really the plan here, Rich. Three-wood, don't have to hit driver, and, well, you might even be able to deposit a birdie come the end of the hole.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, the beauty of golf, we're not playing inside a dome with no wind. You have to be able to handle the elements.
You do, and that's really where the better play is through. On a day like today, anything around par is going to be a good score, so just adjust your own mental par.
That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. Birdie putt coming up, par on this hole yesterday. And with the birdie, moves into the top 10 on the leaderboard.
And moves into some very good company.
Frank, a nice mix of opening holes here at Quail Hollow in the Wells Fargo Championship. Pretty short par 3 here at the second.
180-yard shot. We'll play more like 175 for the half a club downhill. There's much more green on that right side. If you're not too sure what club to hit, then you should stay away from that left side.
Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Starting to put it together right now, Frank.
Join that trio at the top.
This is a strong par 4, 452 yards, the third hole. It's a good challenge, Frank.
It is. Big sweeping dogleg left. Actually in a straight line. It's 315, 320 yards to run. So if you hit the ball further than that, it's going to have to draw. Otherwise, you'll be hitting in the rough on the other side. Still a lengthy shot under there on a green that actually has 3 different levels. Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle-nosed down.
Can't even see it from here. Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. Frank, you've been there. How important is it to hit fairways early in the round?
It just takes the pressure off the rest of the game, Rich. I mean, not only are you reducing the length of the hole by getting the ball in play and, a good distance off the tee, but you're simplifying the next shot. Great shot out of the rough. He avoided all the troubles just to get that on the green.
That was not an easy shot. He'll settle. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Very impressive and on the move right now. Now to the fourth hole here at Quail Hollow, just under 490 yards.
Yeah, they used to have the tee on the right side, which actually made that tee shot very uncomfortable. When they put the new tee box in on the left side, it's a little easier to hit that. Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
Looks to be putting everything into this one. Just destroyed it. Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it.
Frank, as we look at the second shot here at the fourth, what's the best chance for a birdie?
A nice high floating second shot would be the ideal go here, Rich. Just pitching slightly right of the flag, but you cannot afford to miss this green on the right.
Safely aboard. With right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Almost. Wow. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. There you have it, Frank. The second round is complete. What are your thoughts?
I think anybody looking at this leaderboard, anybody in the top 10 of that leaderboard is certainly in a good position to win. Quality of the golf there in that first 10 is excellent.
Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo set to call all the action at the Wells Fargo Championship. We are at Quail Hollow, and Frank, it is really one of the best courses on tour.
It is. The great state of North Carolina, where Donna Ross developed so many great courses. They're the sort of courses that we're used to seeing, but this is a relatively new golf course. First opened up in 1961, but it certainly fits in with the North Carolina landscape. Mature trees, holes well cut out, beautiful greens, and interesting finish.
How do you like that finishing stretch? They call it the Green Mile.
Some might think it's purgatory, but I think it's the perfect touch to a great golf course.
Just pulverized that golf ball. Frank, right where you want to be.
Better if it was on a tee.
So a little slow out of the gates, but now Frank's starting to pick it up.
Yeah, and into the ebb and flow of the game. We know you can't hit good shots all the time, so if you can just ride out the little bad patches like now, then things can still get up very quickly.
See how they do on this approach. Down, little Sheba, down! Just averted danger right there, so close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Getting set now over the putt. Really hitting on all cylinders now. 9 under for the tournament. Frank, I love a drivable par 4. In the modern power game, it really adds an element of excitement. And here we go, par 4/8.
Well, you're definitely going to love this one then, Rich, because it ticks all the boxes here. There's no water in play, just a few bunkers down the left and the one that protects the right side of the green. And you've got a really narrow green, so plenty of reward with minimal risk.
He pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Going to need a bit of force to extract one out of there. Remember, out of the rough, expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
And it makes the green in regulation. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round.
He has to feel even better, Rich, with everything so tight at the top.
Right in the middle brook at this point. Here we are at the 9th hole at Quail Hollow, 495-yard par 4. Frank, it is the longest par 4 on the golf course. Is it, in your estimation, the toughest?
I think the green stops it from being the toughest, Rich, because it does kick in from either side. But when you see holes like this, there's no surprise why the Rory McIlroys and the Ricky Fowlers have won around here. This is just a great driving par 4. Rich, that is annihilation of a golf ball.
Absolutely love it. I mean, he just tore that thing to pieces. Frank, that swing looks lively and strong.
Oh, that had to fly 300. It's close to 310.
Not a single weakness today. What a performance. Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
But well within his range. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. So, hanging in down the stretch with a par. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. Ah, nice.
Looks good. Good contact, good result. Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Second shot coming up here at the par 5.
Be safely on deck.
What a shot. Setting up for an eagle here. This is an 11-foot putt. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie.
What a turnaround, Rich.
Showing a lot of fight right now. Poor start to the round, but never gave up. That is a huge birdie right there. Right back in the mix. Now to the par 4 11th. Frank, what do you think of this hole?
It's an interesting hole, Rich, and I'm curious to see how aggressive players will play here today. The easy way, obviously, is just hit it down the right side and set up a nice second shot with a short iron. Or the most fun way is to take the big stick out and try and bite off as much of that corner as you choose, but be prepared to pay the price should it not come off.
Frank, not surprisingly, Rory McIlroy owns the event record here, 21 under par. That came in 2015. He won by a touchdown by 7 shots, and then we all here in 2010.
Yeah, remember the runner-up, which was Patrick Rogers, 14 under. and that's won just about every other championship at this event. So it shows you the magnitude of Rory's victory. An artist needs a canvas, a golfer needs a golf course. For Rory McIlroy, Quail Hollow was the perfect landscape to show his skills.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That is classy.
They had a chance of going in.
Just a couple of feet. Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Frank, I think the mark of a good golf course design, changing directions. We go from a right to left hole, the 12th to a left to right hole.
Yeah, there's no two holes at Quail Hollow that look the same. And this one's slightly downhill, fairway tilts a little bit to the right, and it's a bit of a sleeper. And plus you add in on top of that 450 yards plus. This is a fairway that has to be hit.
Wow, Frank, look at that one run out. Just blistered that tee shot.
Well, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Boy, this is a challenging second shot here to the par 4 12.
It's almost like two greens, Rich. That ridge that goes through the middle about the halfway point, 18 to 20 yards. Anything over that will kick on, and anything short of that runs back to the front.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, in golf, there's nothing quite like the final round of a hotly contested championship, and this one could be a doozy.
And there's nothing quite like that leaderboard I'm looking at right now. We are going to have some amazing golf. This one is going to have to be won.
Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Thanks for joining us here today in Charlotte, North Carolina for the final round of the Wells Fargo Championship. Frank, what do we have out here today?
Well, if history has a chance of repeating itself, remember those great closing rounds by Rory McIlroy, that 62, that was one of the best rounds ever shot that year, back in 2010, and of course that playoff too. Ricky Fowler back in 2012. We actually beat out then world number one Rory McIlroy with that stunning drive down the finishing hole and brilliant wedge to a tight flag. This golf course, it can give it, it can take it away, but for us, from where we're sitting, Rich, we'll enjoy the view today.
No doubt about it. Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up. Settled putt.
How did that not go in?
Tough start to the backside, Frank.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well, too. You start losing confidence with the putter early on.
This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, trying for another one today. Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. Back here at the par 4 11th at Quail Hollow, set to tee. Right game plan here, Frank.
Oh, there's two, really. That left bunker off the tee, it's about 265 yards to get it on the fairway, or 308 yards, 310 yards run out there. I've seen players just try and carry the bunker, sort of set up a short iron, and I've seen players like Rory McIlroy just try and blast a driver with a hook on it. Both strategies have worked. Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Frank, straight uphill with this approach shot, what do you have to factor in terms of club selection and setup over the ball?
You're going to have to take at least an extra club to make up for that added elevation. And also, it's tougher to get onto that front foot.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. It's a pretty good shot. That ball settles in about 13 feet away.
You'd like to think unlucky for some, but birdie putt coming up. Really. This is that awkward length. Give me a break, Rich. Your mum could make that.
Ooh, that's it, Frank.
No, really, Rich, right now it's just a case of running out of holes. Pars are fine.
Par 4 12th here at Quail Hollow, 456 yards. Frank, break it down for us.
Well, there's no fairway bunkers either side, so you feel like there's nothing to work the ball off, and consequently, it's very easy to sneak it in the rough on the left, and then that makes that second shot so much more difficult going up the hill. This is one line on. You line off the tee. There's a nice big tree down there in the distance. That's the one you want to work it off. Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though? Just smokes it.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. And getting ready for the putt.
Oh, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now par.
This for par. In for par. Now the par 3, 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. Has a front right portion. There's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle.
Appears to be tracking well. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot in there. Easy birdie.
Again here today, had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday.
Good solid stroke there. No sign of nerves on that.
Wow, Frank, this is a really good little par 4, isn't it, the 14th?
It is, and this is where one of those strong 3-woods comes in. The last 50 or 60 yards, is the ball kicks down and towards the left, and it sounds like an aggressive play, but like a hard 3-wood trying to run it down there is actually not a bad play.
Is it drivable?
It is drivable, but it's whether it's worth the risk.
Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. From the rough, it's on the way. That shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close, that's good. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. At the bottom of the cup, we'll call that a birdie. Now at the par 5, 15th hole, 577 yards. Frank, you remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, that final round, 62?
I certainly do, Rich. That was an amazing... And holes like this, too. He just stood up here with a driver and just obliterated it down there with a nice draw. Took those bunkers out of play and just set up a mid-iron.
Good tee shot, right in the fairway and plenty long. This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it is well on the cards.
And that's how you play the game, right there. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Wow, Nate Siegel makes everybody else look sort of average, Frank.
And look at the size of that lead on the leaderboard now.
This is the start of what some say is the toughest finishing stretch on the PGA Tour. It's known as the Green Mile. Frank, what makes it so challenging?
Well, this hole in particular, Rich, the dogleg right, it means it plays every inch of it's just over 500 yards. That bunker you can see down the right, 325 yards to carry that. If you can fly the ball that far, at least you can chew off 2/3 of this hole, and that is well required here. Otherwise, it's a long, long second shot.
Ideal position, sitting up perfectly. Frank, how about this approach shot to the 16th, the beginning of the Green Mile?
There is no other option but the aerial attack here at 16. Front bunker means it has to be carried. The one on the right really isn't in play. But that little hollow and that left front of the green, you've got to fly the ball at least 7 or 8 yards onto this putting surface. Oh, this is right at it.
See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Played par yesterday, this one for birdie. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Just 2 holes remaining here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the signature par 3, 201 yards, the 17th.
Bit of tees, new back tees is actually where the old 16th green was. And if you think don't go left is the way to play, then that won't work either, because right's not that much good. This is it. Stand on the tee and you better hit a good shot.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play, very solid. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a master class in short game.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Ooh, that hurts. That's just a poor putt right there. No other way to say it. And a drop shot, a bogey at 17. Trying to get out of here with just one dropped shot. This is for bogey. That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Now to the finishing hole here at Quail Hollow. Frank, what can we expect?
If there was a name for this hole, Rich, it should be called Narrows. The creek that meanders its way down the left side divides that hole into really half the size of what a normal par 4 should be. That makes it hard. The bunker on the right is your bailout area, just over 290 yards to get past that, and then the narrowest green that still sits up against the lake. This is just a brutal finish.
Frank, they say you have to ride the wind. Boy, he got all of that one.
Got every ounce out of the conditions.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way. Repetitive is often sounds boring. This is just shot after shot, and it's anything other than that. Spectacular.
This is to win the Wells Fargo Championship. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. What a day of golf we saw out there today at Quail Hollow. Outstanding win for this young golfer. Frank, what's your takeaway?
Rich, we can see why Quail Hollow has cemented its place on the PGA Tour roster. This is a golf course that gives us every type of shot that the viewer would like to see and the player would like to hit.
Well said, Frank. For all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long from the Wells Fargo Championship. This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming your way. New course to most of the golfers on tour. This challenging layout just opened in 2015. Today we're along the east coast of Maine. Rich Lerner with Frank Navalo. We'll be calling all the action from the cliffs at LightHouse Pointe.
Another great design from Brand Patel, and they really threw the boat out here. Some excellent choice of holes, and you got to see the changes in elevation. You get this on a windy day, and of course 7,700 yards or longer than that. A nice calm day though, Rich, and you really can shoot a good score out here.
Set to go at the par 4 first, and Frank, this is all you want in an opening hole.
Just visually as well, 90-degree dogleg left. There is a bunker down the end that'll sort of catch it if you hit it a little bit too strong, but you've got to get it to at least the corner of that dogleg if you want to have any chance of making birdie at the opening hole. Well, when he goes after it like he is here,
Well, that's just how you envision it when you walk to the first tee. High and deep, right in the middle of the fairway. Good way to start. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
he's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Has the putt, and now at -1. Second here at LightHouse Pointe, Frank. Some tough par 3.
If you want to try and really break the hole down and be a purist here, Rich, you'd like to hit a little cut into this green, something that moves away from the water and the cliff back towards that bunker. That would be the perfect, but such a difficult par 3. Anything on the green would be good here.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Has it for another birdie. 2 holes, 2 birdies. Frank, I like the mix of holes as we start out here at LightHouse Pointe. Tough par 4, then a par 3, and now a scoring with a par 5 at the 3rd.
Scoring opportunity with a good drive. Very thin fairway here, Rich. This hole is built for accuracy, and players off the tee, they're going to have to try and hit this fairway. Long fairway bunker runs almost the entire length of this hole. Could act actually as a little helper, stop you going down by the cliff, because anything left, obviously, on that cliff line will go all the way down to the ocean.
That is a fantastic long shot.
There's no way he could hit that without a tail breeze. Surely that breeze had to help there.
Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Frank, going back 100 years or more, we used to see winning scores in stroke play tournaments, 72-hole events of 300 thereabouts. But obviously, like so many things in golf, everything has improved.
Yeah, people would scoff at sort of saying 475s would win a U.S. Open or a British Open. It didn't, and it does. But, with equipment, and people have really got into the game, they've worked it out, and they just plain got better at it. They realize that, stroke play, you can't just swing from the trees, so to speak. You've really got to work your way around and get better. You just can't sort of settle for mediocrity.
That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at Eagle coming up. Settles in over the putt.
Great sense of speed in that. You can make those, but that one right in the middle.
Frank, as we stand here at the fourth and look out, no mistaking where we're at. I know I'm having some lobster for dinner tonight.
Or some clam chowder. The best comes from this area. Well, actually for the ocean, though, anything that strays a little left off this tee will find that ocean. And believe me, there's been more than one ball hit down there. Generous fairway, that's really the tiniest of green. If you're going to have a birdie putt, very short one indeed.
Like the looks.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, it is nice to have that one in your bag, to be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Eyeing this putt for a birdie. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Routine stuff for Rory, that's a par. Now at the fifth here at LightHouse Pointe, it's a par 4. Frank, what are we in store for?
When you stand on this tee, Rich, you don't see any fairway bunkers, but be careful. It can certainly, the goal really with the Cliffs course is to find fairways.
Nice drive, right in the fairway, and a good swing on that one. Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Playing some outstanding golf right now. That's another birdie and 5 under par. Moving on to hole number 6, par 3 of 198 yards. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. He can get hot with a putter. Let's see what McIlroy does. Bang, bang, back-to-back birdies. Seventh hole at LightHouse Pointe is only 370 yards. Frank, are you happy if you walk out of here with anything other than birdie?
If you hit the fairway, you definitely should be looking at birdie, but the biggest problem here is to decide, Rich, what club to hit off the tee. You could hit a multitude of clubs here. Further up you go, the narrower this fairway gets. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. Hit a good one. This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity.
I think this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Frank, this would be huge.
Oh, it's got that strut going, everything. This is when that hole starts to look a little bit bigger. You really feel like you can start to make everything.
That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Getting set at the 8th hole. It's a par 3 of 165 yards. Break it down for us, partner.
This gets really narrow in the middle of this green, Rich. That's sort of the biggest problem. Matter of fact, only had 12 yards from that left side to the right in the middle. And the green itself actually is 3 times that in length, 36 yards. So straightness is the key here.
Frank putting it all together today. What a nice performance.
It's been like a clinic so far. Surely not.
Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one. Second shot.
That moves them to 8 under par. 2 straight birdies. Now to the par 5 9th. Frank, what are we looking at here?
Well, for the longer hitters, it's actually a chance to reach par 5 and 2. 300 yards is where that fairway starts to bend more to the left. So if you do the maths, it's going to give you roughly 250 yards to the middle sort of front left of that green. That's the easy way to play the hole. Make a mistake off the tee and you might find out this is a more difficult 3-shotter than what you were anticipating. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Rich, these players aren't getting a reprieve with the win right now.
Right from the start, the winds have been kicking pretty good.
Yeah, but at least it's presenting that challenge for the players that they don't get every other day.
This will test the player. I mean, it's one thing to play with no wind and perfect conditions, but as we know, golf is a game of variables.
Yeah, and better strike will be rewarded today.
So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, the problems.
For as a player, it's obvious in full flight right now.
It is. This is where it doesn't matter what the sport is, and golf is a great example for it. When you play your best, it's almost like you're just playing out of your subconscious. Everything happens, it just flows, and you don't really think about it.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Hammer down, Frank. This would be 5 in a row.
What? 5 straight?
5 straight birdies. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Split the fairway to that. Just a gorgeous swing. Let's see what the dominant #1 player can do. Rory McIlroy now on the approach shot. Well, that's how you play the game, right there.
I've heard of being on the zone, but this is he's just making it look so easy.
Just sensational golf. I mean, he is knocking down every flagstick right now. What a performance. Standing over the ball here at the par 5 11th. Frank, right where you want to be.
Yeah, wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it is well on the cards.
Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. 12th hole now, and Frank, the long hitters could have an advantage here.
If they want to take a very dangerous line over that left side, this is really where the shot maker has the advantage, that hole bending completely to the left. You'd like to hit a draw there, so use those bunkers down the through side of the fairway and then just sort of shape that ball towards the green. Interesting shape green, 3 different sections to this, and of course 3 bunkers, each protecting a different portion.
Frank, it may be obvious you'd rather have a ball sitting up perfectly in these fairways as opposed to the deep rough off to the left or right. But how is a player able to take advantage when he has that good lie?
Well, anything better than that would be sitting on a tee. That is a perfect lie. It almost guarantees good contact. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Pure strike, good result.
Right, and that is close.
Gimme, but well within his range. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and it's been. One of the third. I love golf courses where you run into something you've never seen. I have never played a par 5 of 700 or more yards. Here it is.
Up on it.
Look at the coil there. Look at this. Look at all the power in that coil.
Oh, huge. Huge with a capital H.
Busted that. Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. How about that terrific approach shot setting up a makeable eagle putt? Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Oh yes, that's an eagle. Par 3 14th, headed over Lake Zimmer. Old man Zimmer was a legend in these parts here in Maine, LightHouse Pointe. All you want here, Frank, at 240 yards.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, getting him another good look. Standing over his birdie putt.
Comfortably knocks it in.
15th hole, and Frank, a return to sanity. 387 yards, par 4.
Yeah, second easiest hole on the golf course. Bends a little to the left. Just avoid the sand left and that little pop bunker on the right. And you should be set up with a relatively short iron in to a green that really the only problem is if you go long.
That is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Well, it hit the same club a lot harder, or chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. The putts keep the round together. He's made it. Final par 3 on the backside. It's the 16th, 241 yards. Time to make a move as we are in the finishing stretch here.
When you give the scorecard a cursory look, you might think 240-something yards is a difficult hole, but this plays quite a bit downhill, so it plays more around the 200-yard mark. Fairly generous green, protected by the bunker.
That one came right off the center of the club face. Another good shot, about 10 feet away. Frank, 2 is nice, but
3 is even better.
that finds the bottom of the cup. We'll call that a birdie. Well, Frank, I love this par 5 17th. Not only is it fun to play, but if you head over the Juniata Crossway Bridge ahead, you can find Brent's Lobster Shack, which is one of the best lobster rolls I have ever had. And you know, they specialize in that up here in Maine. But what a hole. The golf ball, it's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Couldn't ask for too much better here.
Second shot.
Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that. The greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Well, at last we're at number 18, and Frank, I have really enjoyed this golf course. And now when you see the lighthouse in the distance, it really makes it that much more special.
It is. The beacon will always take you home. And speaking of home, this finishing hole It bends to the left. A good tee shot will somehow find the fairway and just leave you a short iron. And of course, you make 3 here, and then that smile's going to light up like a beacon.
Just amazing what they're able to do with that golf swing. Hit it so far at that size. Not overly big, but man, can really move it a long ways.
Oh, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up.
Rich, after you've already made one mistake in the rough. There's a chance he's going to make another.
Just trying to get it back out into the fairway and not make a big number. Good-looking shot right here. You like this one, Frank?
Oh, it's a good one. Safely on.
This is a 22-foot putt. Wow, I can't believe he found the cup on that one.
Clean up on aisle 5.
Frank, that was an impressive round out there today.
Couldn't agree more, Rich. We've seen some great shots out there, and I'm excited to see how the rest of this tournament plays out.
Frank, as we arrive here at 18, I'm thinking about what we so often hear up here in New England. You can't get there from here, or can you at this par 4 finishing hole?